Don't change your dial. It is still vintage cards with a brief outpost or detour, if you will. That is a November 95 issue of Beckett Basketball with KG on the cover. And the reason I pulled this out was with the recent insert craze in 90s hoops. I happen to have this is the only Beckett I still have. It says Chase Scene on there on the top. In light of the ever-increasing number of insert cards in the market, coming up with new concepts and themes can be difficult, by David Barron. And in it, they did top 5 to remember. And you probably can see, if you were around in the early 90s, if you're collecting, you got the Fleer Rookie Sensations, which of course they did for baseball too, the same year, 91. Basketball, David Robinson was the big hit, and baseball, I remember the Frank Thomas card was pretty crazy. Number 2, Stadium Club Beam Team from 93, which I was trying to remember. Maybe I had bought 1 or 2 packs. I thought they were maybe like $3, but actually in here it says the series 2 packs were red hot movers upon release in the $5 to $6 range as people searched for the elusive Beam Team inserts. 1 in 36 packs. So I assume that's a box. The 21 card set was a toast to the hobby, successfully coupling high-end design elements, scarcity, and excellent player selection. The inclusion of rookie Shaquille O'Neal into the 21 card set created a lottery ticket element to pack busting as the Shaq insert soared in value to the $300 level during that time. And that was crazy. That card was so expensive. And so I obviously always wanted one, but definitely couldn't afford that back in 95. And even in this issue, I think it's still listed at like 150 or so. But I was lucky enough. This is first time I'm seeing this. Lucky enough to win this. Win this at auction. Wow, beautiful card. Beam Team Shaq. So there it is, Beam Team Shaq. Shout out to Bob Lewis. I know this is one of his all-time favorite cards, and just never thought I would be able to own this card. It's kind of crazy to have it in hand. It's one of those really special cards. So I mean, you know, Beckett had it number 2 as far as the set is concerned. So the David Robinson Fleer Sensation or the Beam Team Shaq, you know, again from 90 to 95 or 96, from my memory, those were like the two biggest basketball cards, especially inserts, of course. And when Shaq just came into the league, it was just something we never saw before. I mean, as great as David Robinson was, and Hakeem Olajuwon, Patrick Ewing, they're great centers. But Shaq was at a whole another level. I mean, the old guys talked about Wilt and the size and the strength compared to his peers. That makes a lot of sense. It's an interesting comparison. But being there, you guys that were there remember he came out of LSU, saw him a little bit in college, and he was like obviously very, very dominating in the SEC. But when he came into the league, and he was not only breaking backboards, but he was like bringing down entire basketball structures. I think the video of him in, what was it, New Jersey, when he brought down the entire hoop structure was pretty amazing. You're like, what the hell is this? Then, of course, they went to the finals once in Orlando with Penny, and you're like, oh, okay, so he can win despite not shooting free throws. But the whole idea of him being a winner was like kind of surprising a little bit, oddly enough, for how dominating he was. But he went. They went to the finals in Orlando, lost to the Rockets, and then went to LA, and then he went to what, four out of 5 years they went to the NBA Finals, won 3. So now he's the best player on, at that time, 3 championship teams, 5 finals teams. Then, what was it, 06, went to Miami, teamed up with D Wade, another really good 2-guard, just like Kobe and Penny was at combo guard, and Wade a little bit combo guard as well. And then they win the finals with Shaq. So four rings and 6 finals appearances. I don't know what else people wanted him to do. I feel like a lot of people complain about Shaq and somehow didn't fulfill his potential. But I mean, what other all-time great wins 4 titles and goes to 6 finals on 3 different teams? And people say, oh, it's not enough. I mean, he has more rings than Larry Bird, and nobody complains about Larry Bird. And Bird probably had more talent, at least for the entire run with the Celtics. For like 11 years, he had 2 other great players, DJ and Danny Ainge as well. It's like a great starting 5. Magic, of course, had a great supporting cast, and Shaq had a good supporting cast. But outside of when Kobe was finally in his peak, I think it was maybe not quite that longevity and consistency. A little bit like LeBron, where his number 2 guys, it's in and out, depending on who wants to play with him in that case sometimes, or who the front office is getting. But anyway, I think Shaq is an amazing top 10 player ever, period. So having this card is pretty sweet, and that connection to the 90s, which I don't have many 90s inserts, that's for sure. Certainly never had any Beam teams from those friggin' $6 packs, which I was lucky to get one, perhaps, 1 pack. So thanks for watching, guys. Very much appreciate your support. We'll be back with more vintage cards soon enough, don't worry, for you vintage guys. But a little detour into 90s. Talk to you soon.